welcome to the weekly talkies of Practical Ground. And today we have Mr. Marut Singh, who is currently the Director of Technology for Delhivery, with us to give insights on the hiring and the today's education industry. We welcome you, Mr. Marut Singh. Can you tell us a brief about what Delhivery is all about?
So Delhivery is primarily a logistics company. It's what we call third-party logistics provider.
Okay.
And primarily Delhivery ties up with all the e-commerce companies running in India. That includes companies like Amazon, Flipkart, Paytm, Snapdeal. So we tie up with all these companies and we basically ship their items.
Okay.
Right? That's one part of the business. Another part of the business is the warehouse management systems.
Okay.
So company owns around 20 warehouses across the country.
Right.
And the sellers who are actually registered on these platforms, they keep their items inside our warehouses.
Okay.
And for that we obviously charge some amount.
Right.
And we do the fulfillment.
Okay.
So we are a fulfillment provider for Amazon also. So we have the FBA tag on which we are the only company in Asia.
Okay. Sure.
So that's primarily the main business model.
Right. Okay. And can you tell us, what is the current team size and what are the, way forward plans for Delhivery in terms of
So
growing?
total on-roll employee, if you talk about all, adding all the departments, we are probably somewhere around 15,000 employees.
Okay.
If you consider only the technology part, the technology is a small part of the company. We are around 200 odd people as of now. But we are growing. We are in hiring is in plan.
Right. That's nice. So, Mr. Singh, can you tell us about something? What technical skills do you actually look in? For when you're currently hiring the new entry developers in your team, what technical skills do you really focus on?
Okay, so let me answer first. What technologies do we use inside the company itself?
Sure.
So primarily we are Python, Django, Java, Node, right? Mobile apps on Android and on iOS, and front end on AngularJS. Some are working on React as well.
Right.
So these are various technologies that we are using, and as a startup, we have to be innovative. So we keep exploring and adding new capabilities into our environment as and when time comes.
Right.
And technology like Java, they have a huge ecosystem. Saying that we work on Java probably is not right.
Right.
We use many technology which are in the Java ecosystem. Right. So we primarily work on distributed, highly scalable software design.
Okay.
And that basically involves not many other things.
Right.
But so some of them we expect that people would know, but some of them will be really. So right. So basically, for the skill set, what we look at is depending on what level you are being hired, expectations are different. Right. So what we have is the hierarchy of that software developers, senior software developers, team leads.
Okay.
Then we have architects.
Right.
And then at the same architect level, we have managers also, technical managers.
Right.
And then we have directors, and then we have CTO and all that.
Right.
And depending on the scenario, we also keep creating roles.
Right.
So there are roles which are so at software development and senior software development level. If you ask me, then we primarily focus on the technical skills.
Right.
But the level above and top of that, we also look at the management skills.
Right.
So at the software development, if you ask me, that primarily for if we are hiring, so majorly we are not that much language or particular technology focused.
Right.
But sometimes we look for specialized skills also. For example, if we are hiring people in big data technology, then we expect them to know big data technologies.
Right.
That's a very specific skill set that we are looking for. But if we are looking for a general software engineer who can fit across the teams, then we are looking at basic data structures, algorithms, how you are able to solve the problem, whether you will be able to learn a new technology or not. And if you talk about senior software development level, then probably we are looking at more architectural perspective, from if you know message queues, if you understand database in depth, if you are able to design a solution as opposed to just given an independent assignment, you can design an end-to-end solution to it. If you look at the scalability aspect, if you understand the performance of the systems, if you can solve a problem of a system which is actually running into the production.
Right.
So because we expect people to know these things based on their experience level.
Right.
So ultimately, this is what we will be doing inside the company as well.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And architects are supposed to introduce new technologies,
Right.
train other people into those technologies,
Mhm.
look at the bigger aspect of the software
Mhm.
to scale it to much larger scale.
Right.
So those are some of the things that we look at the architect level.
Okay.
Probably more advanced technologies. So the brokers that we talk about in general that will
Right.
become more specific. That will be
Right.
like if you know Kafka, if you work on Kinesis,
Right.
if you know AWS, because
Mhm.
we are deployed on AWS.
Right.
So architect level, things change a lot.
Okay.
And then the expectation basically grows higher.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah. So broadly this.
Okay.
So basic skills are always important at all
Right.
at all levels. Depending on your experience, if you know few things, which so let's say you're working at a senior development level,
Right.
As a developer level. But if you know few things which are at the senior development level, then of course that is a strong plus for you.
Right.
Right. So
Right.
if you know architecture, if you know message queues, if you know databases,
Right.
if you know how to design solutions,
Right. Right.
if you know how the front end and the back end works,
Right.
if you know if I have to design a mobile application, then how I have to design my back end,
Right.
keeping in mind. So all those things become a strong plus for you.
Right. Right.
Compared to other candidates.
Right, right. So these are more or less the technical skills which we try to understand from your end. What technical skills you look in for people. Now, apart from these technical skills, are there any soft core skills which you look in for people at those entry level developers or something?
So for the developer level, so if you have good communication skills, that is always a plus, right? Because you are
Right.
working in the industrial environment.
Right.
You have to communicate with other teams. Sometimes you get a problem for which you have to give an explanation.
Right.
But like I said, the primary job of the developer is to basically roll out the solutions.
Right.
Right. So you don't have to be a great speaker. It's like that if your basic skill is decent enough,
Right.
if you are able to communicate what you want to do,
Right.
sometimes even if you are not able to communicate, you are able to write it down.
Right.
Well, that will also
Work it out. All right, all right. And Manu, looking at today's industry, finding right talent is becoming very, very important. And looking at the current scenario with which, the way India is growing in terms of startups and product-based companies, we see that there are a lot of jobs and a lot of, candidates available for those jobs. But then why is it becoming all the more difficult to find that right kind of talent? I mean, if you can, put some light onto that.
So basically, so talent pool is huge, but the good talent pool is very very small.
Right.
Right, and primarily, so for all these skills, right, every company does it that they are trying to tap into the same small talent pool. Right, and that's where the competition grows, and because the demand is growing, the talent pool is actually not increasing as per the demand. Right, and there is no ecosystem in the country which has actually come up and try to increase this pool itself. Right, and the quality of the technical education inside country is very very poor. Right, the industry and academia interfacing itself is very poor. Academia does not understand what are the needs of the industry.
Right.
So they are unable to introduce courses which are for the specific needs. So as a result, what happens is that when you are hiring for some specialized skills, the talent pool reduces even further. Right. And because these schools are not taught in colleges, so now what happens is that ultimately the only option you have is basically to hire people who have the basic skill set and to train them in the technology that you are actually working on. But so there is a gap, right? And to fill that gap, the company have to put huge amount of resources into training those people. Spend around 3 to 4 months. That's when we expect that the new freshers will be able to be productive and actually be able to contribute towards the solution. So it's a cost, right, to the company. So it's not an ideal situation, and on the other hand, people are not actually taking technical field as very seriously, right? There is a very limited pool who actually take this job very seriously. So they don't try to improvise their own skill set. Right? They don't know where to go. They don't get the guidance in their previous company. Even if we hire experienced people, they do not get proper guidance in there. Their mentorship was not there. Right? They did not know what things I should actually focus upon. Right? And they focus upon wrong things, and they will spend waste their time into learning those things which are of no use at all. Because technology field is like an ocean, right? It's huge. You can't learn everything. You have to identify what are the things that you can actually be good
Focus
at.
on. True.
Right? What are the things that the industry actually needs? What are the things that are going to solve problems in the near future for the.
That's
Right? So depending on, for example, Bay Area might be working on a completely different set of things that the India is actually working upon.
True.
Because their level of problem, the type of problem they are focusing upon is completely different. Ours is different. Right. So depending on problem to problem, that actually changes and so this is dynamics, right?
True.
Which people are unable to understand and then train themselves. So there's information flow and somebody understanding the need of the industry. It's not there. So
Is not
there.
True. So, okay, so today, understanding the fact that you said they are not very much focused on the correct strategy or following the right path, right? Is it we can correctly say that the skill sets are being valued more as compared to the linearity of colleges in today's startup or product-based companies hiring?
Of course, right? So IT industry came from US and we primarily follow the US model. Probably that is one of the reasons that we are one of the more successful technology providers. And in US, if you see, college degree is important. I won't say that it does not have any. It is definitely important. But skills have always been valued more in the tech industry and IT industry more than anything else. So if you are skillful, then it's very hard for the industry to ignore you. Ultimately, some opportunity will actually find you. So it's not like, so even if you are looking at school, we are assuming that that person will have better skill set. That is the assumption behind it. That might not always happen. So the good school will not always get you good job. But if you are from good school and you have good skill, then the probability is high. But if you have good skill set, then more or less I think you will end up where whatever you are actually valued at. So your college will not matter much after 2-3 years in the industry after you have proven yourself. So skills are definitely valued more. At least.
So, looking from your perspective, being the director of technology in delivery, what is the kind of work you actually give into the freshers when you into the software side?
So primarily, when freshers came, we assumed that they have not seen the production environment. They are probably they have fundamentals. They have some assignments here and there in colleges. They have not seen the scale of the software that is actually being developed. So we primarily start with the bug fixing. Right? So we start with the domain knowledge, make them understand what actually the software does. Then we put them on bug fixing. We give them like small amount of tasks, and then somebody will be overviewing them. Somebody will be reviewing their code. Somebody will be guiding them along the way, and then we try that the people start pushing code into production as much as possible, even if it is a small piece of code. Right, and make him basically responsible for it. Right. So sometimes the code will work, sometimes will not work. That's how basically you learn that why things don't work out. Even if you have written correct code, the things might not work out. And that is something that can be learned only in the industry on a live product.
That's
You will not learn that in school or colleges.
That's true.
And then there are various factors that you might have to keep in mind while solving something. Right? So you might work on something and you may feel that you have provided a solution, but the solution might not work in some other scenario. That's the reality of that's the complexity of the software. So those are the things that we try to inculcate when the person is basically, some people learn fast, some people learn slow. But as and when they learn, we try to assign them, more independent tasks, which are, bigger in weightage and which require more amount of thinking and because their understanding of the software also grows, their understanding of the domain also grows, so they are able to make better decisions. At the end of the day, it is a very individual activity. You have to come up with solutions on your own. So you have to be independent on your own feet.
Right. Okay, so can you also help us, let our audiences know what is the current hiring process, which is or the standard which is followed in delivery?
So current hiring process is this, that we float requirements which goes to the human resource department.
Right.
They look at the requirement, they try to give us a pool of candidates.
Okay.
Right, and they have various strategies how to. Sometimes we just look at the premium colleges,
Right.
because we have less time at our hand.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we look at very specific skill set, like I said about big data. Or,
Right.
sometimes we look at very highly qualified professionals. For example, the
Right.
data science team, we primarily look for masters in computer science or data science, or PhDs in maths and some and sometimes we look at software engineers and senior software, which is a much larger pool, which is a more generic job in nature, which is supporting like all other activities going around the company. Then primarily we look for basic fundamentals, which always be there. So people who are good in data structures, algorithms, in problem solving, people who are good at least in one programming language. So that can be C++, that can be Python, that can be Java, or that can be some other language, whatever is being taught inside the college.
Okay.
Then we look at the projects of the candidate, right? So if we are looking at fresher, then we will primarily look at the project that have been done, and the courses that they have done in previously. For example, operating system would be an important course.
Right.
Or if you're done something in discrete mathematics.
Right.
So we look at the courseware for the freshers, and we look at the project done in the previous company for the experienced people.
Okay. Okay, okay. And so, are there any current opportunities which delivery has, or maybe because it's looking for expansion? So, for the freshers, for the entry level developers.
Yes, we are always on the lookout. We are expanding the team, and we are beefing up all the engineering teams. So, yes, we are looking at. So it might not be like we are just looking at the sort of. Recently, we did a hiring drive at Triple IT Allahabad, and we go to some other institutes as well. So we constantly look for, because the team has to have a balance. Right. So there are experienced people, but you need freshers also.
Right.
Who need to, and then we believe in training people and growing the ecosystem, creating jobs. Right. That's what we are doing, creating jobs at the end of the day. So we always have openings for freshers.
Right.
Sometimes we have more, depending on what which quarter we are actually working for.
Right.
Sometimes we'll have more openings of freshers, sometimes we'll have less.
Right.
But if candidate is good enough, then we try to create an opportunity for him.
Right.
If he is good enough.
Right.
So it's not like that we are like hell bent upon, we'll not hire fresher, we'll only hire experienced people.
Right.
If the
Right.
candidate is good enough, then he will make his own path.
True.
Inside the organization.
Right. Right.
So we are completely like open-minded towards that.
Okay.
Sometimes we take
That's
references
good.
from employees also, from
Right.
colleges also. So the people who are hired, let's say from Triple IT Allahabad in the
Right.
idea, we will try to take references of them.
Right.
And that's what we do.
Right.
And those people generally get weightage because we get a word of mouth from the existing people.
Right.
This person is good.
Right. Right. All right. All right. So, any other suggestions you would probably like to give to the freshers who have entered into the development industry, software development industry, to get hired in a company like yours and probably work with a team like yours?
Okay. So suggestion would be that IT is a very exciting field.
Right.
Now is probably the best time that you can be in IT. It has a very glorious career path. Okay, you can go really, really high in your career. You can grow as an individual. You can go into management. You can mix both of them. So opportunities are a lot. Opportunities are definitely there, but you have to be really passionate about it. You will have to learn your stuff, clarify all the fundamentals. Do your courseware very seriously. Enjoy going into the systems. Learn computers as much as you can.
Right.
Try to get into touch with senior, if you have any seniors who are working in the industry. Understand what problems they are facing.
Right.
How they are growing. What kind of problem they are actually working upon, that is something that you can solve. So ultimately IT is all about solving the problems, right? Using technology.
Right.
So technology is the core part that starts with the computers. So learning computers as much as you can, underlying fundamentals, going deep inside it. That will always help. And one thing that you should not have in your mind is that there is any dearth of opportunities.
Right.
whether an MBA is good or whether going into finance is better. Those kind of doubts you should not have. If you
Right.
like the field, then there are enough opportunities for you,
Right.
and you can make a good name for yourself.
Right.
And have a good lifestyle.
Right.
Right. Not only in India, but abroad also.
Right.
So people do contact Indians from time to time for specific skill sets as well.
Right.
Right. And they do hiring from here. And
Right.
earlier it was primarily US, but now even Europeans are basically looking out.
Right.
India now has a better image compared to before.
Right.
Where only big MNCs are hiring and the services were the primary sector.
Right.
But as a product development company, now we have a much better image.
Right.
And people know that there is skill set and talent pool available in India.
Right.
So be passionate about what you are doing. Love the field and keep growing, keep learning from wherever.
Thanks, Maru. Thanks for your valuable insights to our lovely audiences, and we would keep getting valuable insights in future from you as well. And guys, thanks for watching the weekly talkies of Practical Ground. Get hooked up. Let's stay and see you next time.